Now, I know you saw the title of this video, and that may shock you, but all I ask is that you watch this video and you look at the evidence and the information I'm going to share with you, thanks to Laura Loomer. And one thing you're going to realize is that we all may have been fooled. We had the wool pulled over our eyes, including myself. You could not have paid me a year ago to think that Marjorie Taylor Greene was a Democrat mole and was working with Soros. But with the information and the evidence that I've seen, man, it leaves me no other way. And with the actions that she's been taking, I'm going to show you some clips of Marjorie Taylor Greene saying some things that you may not have known. I'm going to make some connections with Marjorie Taylor Greene and some people that I never looked at and connected it. But now looking back, and hindsight is always 2020, I can see it now. So I'm not going to waste too much time. So as you see right here, it says Loomer goes scorched earth on Trump's newest enemy. Marjorie Taylor Greene calls her a lion bee. Now, Laura Loomer is also setting up to run against Marjorie Taylor Greene for the congressional seat in Georgia. Now, these two have been feuding for years. And one thing I got to tip my hat to Laura Loomer for is years ago, she called out Marjorie Taylor Greene. She said that Marjorie Taylor Greene was going to flip on the president, that she was not to be trusted, and that she was a mole. People laughed it off, thought she was crazy. But now you can see it all over X and over other places where people know this information and they're looking back like, wow, this woman knew. She saw something that none of us could see. And she's exposing more. As a matter of fact, tonight, Laura Loomer, she's doing a big story where she uncovers Marjorie Taylor Greene's ties to George Soros. It starts tonight at 8 o'clock. So the name of the show is Loomer Unleashed. Loomer Unleashed at 8 o'clock Eastern time, and that's tonight, 11/19. She's breaking this story on Marjorie Taylor Greene and Soros. But here's a picture that Laura put out that I had never seen before. It says Marjorie Taylor Greene belongs in prison. Look who she's posing with. Now, typically, we only see Democrats posing with George Soros' son. When have you seen a Republican posing with a Soros or a Soros' son? You haven't. But yet, you got Marjorie Taylor Greene, who was quote-unquote MAGA and America First. But now she's flipping. It's like the Epstein files have become her life's work, and she's solely focused on sticking it to President Trump. And I'm not sure if you know this, but the reason why is because Marjorie Taylor Greene wanted to run for Senate in Georgia, and she reached out to President Trump. He sent her back polls showing that she would lose by 25 points. It pissed her off, and ever since then, she flipped. So it seemed like she tried to snuggle up close to him, thinking that there would be something in it for herself. And once it wasn't, she said, well, if I can't run it, I'll wreck it. So we got this picture here of Soros. Now, in this next clip, and wait, you're going to see some associations, and it's just going to make sense. Now, right here, listen, now let's see what Laura Loomer says about this. Not true. Just 2 weeks ago, she said we need to keep illegal aliens in the United States so people like her who own construction companies can have cheap labor. She's America last and MTG first. Constantly insider trading, too. Wait till I show you that. And she's passed less than 5 bills since she's been in Congress. Check this clip out.
As a conservative, and as a business owner in the construction industry, and as a realist, I can say we have to do something about labor, and that needs to be a smarter plan than just rounding up every single person and deporting them just like that. Right. So, and I'm going to get pushed back on that, but it's I'm just living in reality from here on out. Yeah. And if anybody's mad at me for saying the truth, then I'm sorry.
Marjorie Taylor Greene, ladies and gentlemen, are
now what truth is that? She's a construction company owner, which means that she wants illegal immigrant labor for her business, and she wasn't talking like this before. All of a sudden now she thinks illegals should stay here. Now, I've seen clips of Marjorie Taylor Greene talking about the Democrats flooding us with illegals and how we got to get them out. How quickly she's turned. I'm realizing this woman has been a fraud the entire time. And wait till I show you some other things again that I missed. You see, it's almost like she wants to grab hold of whoever she thinks is going to be in power and ride the wave. So as you just heard her there saying, we need to keep illegal immigrants here. We shouldn't just be rounding them up and deporting them all. And like she said, as a business owner of a construction company, she says she's just being a realist. The real is, Marjorie Taylor Greene, they're here illegally. And regardless if you want cheap labor for your construction company, selfishly, we've got people here being hurt and losing their lives due to illegal immigrants. I can't believe the things that I'm finding out and hearing this woman say. It's mind-boggling. And anybody that could flip that fast was never MAGA. They was never America First, because it don't have anything to do. Yeah, you can want the Epstein files to be released, but that has nothing to do with not saying that the president is doing a great job. She's saying everything except the president is doing a great job. She's trying to criticize everything he's doing, and she's doing it on all these Democrat platforms, i.e. she's taking a page out of Liz Cheney's book. Now, check this out. So these two people, you got Nice to See, that while Americans are struggling and the GOP can't get their act together and select a speaker, Marjorie Taylor Greene, she was already calling her that back in 2023. She was calling her Marjorie Taylor Greene in 2023. Marjorie Taylor Greene has time to eat at a fancy restaurant and drink with Thomas Massie. Let's check this out. Isn't it ironic that her and Thomas Massie are buddy-buddy? And those are both the two who thought they had a gotcha with the Epstein files. Those are the two that have been flipping everything on the Republicans. And Massie, he's a Mitch McConnell loyalist. He was a Kevin McCarthy loyalist. And then we got Marjorie Taylor Greene, who also was a Kevin McCarthy loyalist. Now, Kevin McCarthy was the former Speaker of the House out of California, that throughout the Biden term, every time he went in to meet, nothing happened. Nothing got pressed forward. We always came out bending the knee to the Democrats, and he acted like he was in there fighting. Come to find out, McCarthy was nothing more than a California rhino that had to be booted out. And when he realized the Republican Party was going MAGA and not this rhino route that Kevin McCarthy, Mitt Romney, and the rest of these clowns, Thomas, Rand Paul, tried to take us, he realized that it was over for him, and he got out. But check this clip out.
Well, you know, Marjorie, we're here for a very special moment. I brought you something, and I hope you'll say yes. I brought you your very own debt badge.
Yes.
Listen, and if you pull the blue tab, this screen has never been touched.
Oh,
so
wow.
If you want to pull that off of there.
Oh, I'm
It's
honored.
the unboxing. There you go. Never been seen before condition.
Do you see this?
It
It's
comes-
the debt clock.
It comes with a power cord. And then I made this out of my roof flashing, like when I had some copper left over in my basement. So I made this for you today.
That is
And
beautiful.
you can,
Okay.
when you're not wearing your badge, I know you'll want to display it proudly on your desk.
I will at all times.
If you're enjoying this video, do me a solid, hit that thumbs up, because I will never ask you for a cash app, a donation, or a super chat. You hitting that like button is more than enough. It gets the video out there. And if you aren't subscribed to the channel, subscribe. And whether you're subscribed already or subscribing now, make sure that your notifications are set on all, so that way YouTube can make sure you get notified when I upload new videos. Now look at how different Thomas Massie looks. Look at, and it's just 2 years ago. Look at how different he acts. He ditched the glasses, grew him a beard, got him a haircut. Look at Marjorie Taylor Greene. They both have flipped. What if they were both moles put in the Republican Party? Because looking at how they're the only two radicals in there. Rand Paul has always been like that. But these two, especially Marjorie Taylor Greene, while those two are hanging, but it gets better. Check her out on Bill Maher as she goes to sell out the president in a major way. She's running to every liberal platform. Who does that? Rhinos. Who does that? Plants. Marjorie Taylor Greene went on Bill Maher's show last night, who Laura Loomer is suing, by the way, and she looked giddy like a schoolgirl, bad-mouthing President Trump with Bill Maher. She then lied and said she has a great relationship with President Trump, and we all know that that's not true. Check this out.
I've got a great relationship with the president. I've always supported him and gave him my support for free.
Yeah, but you
She throws that BS in there because who's counting? I've given my support to the movement for free. Plenty of people have, but who's counting? When you're counting that it's for free, and when you're holding records, that shows that you weren't doing it to be genuine. You were doing it because you hope you were getting something back. Check the rest of this out.
Finally, the one Republican who's dissenting. I was going to do a whole piece on you, and then we thought you booked on the show, so I'll just say it to you. Like, for all those people on the left who've been saying, where is the Republican who will stand up on issues against Trump? I mean, they're just such ass kissers. They just fall in line. Well, right here. I mean, you've dissented on the Epstein files.
Mhm.
You've dissented on a number of issues. Healthcare. Where's my list? Okay. ICE. The government shutdown. He's spending too much time overseas and not enough here. And you know, the Obamacare one. Let's talk about that one.
Mm.
I mean, I would love to know what the Republicans really want to do about healthcare, which is the premiums are going to go up tomorrow.
Me too. I'm waiting for the plan. I haven't seen it yet. That's been a lot of my angst. So a lot of the things I say are against my own party, but they're mainly my frustrations in Congress. I believe that Congress should be solving a lot of these problems. However, Congress is not solving these problems. And I have Republican leadership.
This lady is fake. Now, they trip me out, and she's feeding into it, talking about the Republicans and healthcare. The Democrats created Obamacare without one single Republican vote. The Democrats set the expiration date for December 31st, 2025 without any conservative help. And now they're throwing this at Trump as if this is Trump and the Republicans' problem. The Democrats set this up, and she's helping them. And she's happy about it. Did you see when Bill Maher was saying, oh, the one Republican to stand up? You name me one Democrat that ever steps out of pocket and tells their party, hey, men and women's bathrooms isn't good. Flooding the country with illegal immigrants is bad. Hey, this inflation thing could get out of control. And Bill Maher knows that. See, he plays two sides of the street for his fans. He'll come up and tell you, oh, man, I see things with Trump. But then it's like somebody pops him in the back of the head and he falls back in line. Marjorie Taylor Greene, I cannot believe I'm seeing this from this woman. But I'm so happy to know it now. Now, another thing that Laura Loomer busted out, did you know? While we're talking about rhinos and Democrat destruction, I want to take a moment to give a shout out to the sponsor of this video and partner of the channel, Chapter. A huge shout out because Chapter has been doing great to help seniors because it's open enrollment period right now. And with all of this buzz going around with the Obamacare credits and whatnot, now is the time to make sure you've got the best Medicare plan available, because it would suck to look up and find out your prescriptions are no longer covered and your doctor is no longer in network. At Chapter, they have professionals that give you an unbiased perspective to make sure you've got the best plan available for you. If what you have is the best, great. But what if there's better that can help you? Seniors are saving as much as $1,100. Yes, $1,100 is staying in their pockets with the help of Chapter agents. In a free phone call that's less than 20 minutes, let Chapter agents help you make sure you've got the best Medicare plan available. This is something you don't want to wait on. It's the open enrollment period right now. And so now is the best time to make sure that you are protected. Give Chapter a call with the number on the screen or visit the website and let Chapter make sure that you got everything that you need. How can you really trust anyone who goes to Washington to become a full-time insider trader? Marjorie Taylor Greene is a self-solving fraud. Her time leeching off the American people has come to an end. She will be primaried by someone who actually wants to serve, not scam. Marjorie Taylor Greene up 142% in stocks she bought days before ICE awarded company massive contract. Laughable. The Georgia representative is a member of the House Homeland Security Committee, which oversees ICE. This is on August the 9th, 2025. By Newsweek. Newsweek put this out. So Marjorie Taylor Greene is getting her Nancy Pelosi on. All at the same time, acting like she's a MAGA and she's American first. And the entire time, she's been faker than a $3 bill. Now, let's look at this next clip. These are some of the things that she's been investing in. And let's see what Laura Loomer says about that. It says, Marjorie Taylor Greene is a stain on our nation and a corrupt, money-hungry fraud in the GOP whose insider trading does not represent what MAGA stands for. Someone should also check at Brian Glenn's TV stock portfolio, too. Is MTG sharing stock information with her TV boyfriend? Their relationship formed while both were cheating on their spouses. I'm not sure if you know that, but Marjorie Taylor Greene got a divorce because she cheated on her husband. And she left her family to go do this whole political thing. So when you dig into her background, you really realize, damn, she ran off on the family, cheated on her husband. It's just a trip. So if someone will cheat on their spouse, they will certainly insider trade and then lie about it. Marjorie Taylor Greene is a negative for Trump in Georgia. She is the embodiment of what it means to be a corrupt politician. Personally, she hopes that she is sent to jail for one of these days for the corruption. Said once again, Marjorie Taylor Greene trading, and they're showing all of the things that she bought as a member of the House Oversight Committee. So this lady truly has been using the MAGA platform to be her own like stage to create. I don't know what she wants to do now. If y'all remember Kevin McCarthy, like I was talking about earlier, says Marjorie Taylor Greene disgusts me. Just look at how smug her face is in the front row with the establishment. She really is a cancer in our movement. She's a Trojan horse, and she gets paid to undermine America first for rhinos like McCarthy. She posted this on January the 4th of 2023. And when I thought back, Marjorie Taylor Greene was McCarthy's biggest supporter. And it turned out that McCarthy was a rhino. That was not, and then it wasn't until President Trump was jumping in and it looked like he was going to win that Marjorie Taylor Greene jumped on the bandwagon. It's like her going on CNN the other night saying she'll never engage in toxic things, how people need to stop talking toxic and yada, yada. When she was the main person stewing up a lot of this controversy on the right, attacking people. And now she wants to act like she's just above it and those Republicans over there are just foolish. And what she doesn't understand, she's going to Liz Cheney route. The Democrats prop you up, especially when you got a big ego. Like she's got the way she was smiling when Bill Maher was talking. They'll prop her up like they did Liz Cheney. They used Liz Cheney like a circus monkey, took her all around to all these rallies. She's holding hands with Kamala. When Kamala got blew out, Liz Cheney's career was over. Marjorie Taylor Greene is next. But that's why MAGA, Republicans, we have to represent in these midterms. We have to represent. We have to do more than just go cast our vote. We have to get family members. We got to get friends. We got to get neighbors. We have to get people to the polls in the midterms, because if the Democrats take over again, it is over for this movement. That's why President Trump has got to take a wrecking ball to as much stuff as he can, because a lot of his things are executive orders that haven't been passed into law yet. Doge cuts and things like that have, but this is vital. This is not one of those days where people get off work and say, I'm tired. I don't care. I'll wait for the presidency. The presidency will be irrelevant, because who runs our state, who runs our cities, who runs our city council, our local government matters much more than the presidency. But they sell the presidency in a sexy way to make people feel they're fulfilling their patriotic duty, when that election has the least to do with what goes on in our day-to-day lives in our city and our state. The president is the commander-in-chief of the military and over the federal government. But our local government is our senators, our governors, our congressmen and women, our city councils, our mayors, our sheriffs, our local judges. And this woman, when I thought back on it, like, wow, she really was all about McCarthy, and he was no good, which is why he got booted out and Mike Johnson got the nod. Says Laura Loomer is still triggered by Marjorie Taylor Greene. The latest conspiracy theory, Marjorie Taylor Greene is a Democrat mole in the GOP. And this person laughed. And this is from September the 12th, 2024. She laughed. She says, why is Marjorie Taylor Greene working with Democrats to attack Trump allies 50 days out from the election? It's time for people to come to terms with the fact that this woman is not who she pretends to be. Marjorie Taylor Greene is the most miserable lying bee in Congress, and we need to inform more MAGA patriots of how treacherous this woman is. Why did Marjorie Taylor Greene team up with MSNBC and the rest of the left-wing media to demonize only journalists who is exposing the wrongdoings of Judge Merchan and his daughter? Have you ever noticed you never see Marjorie Taylor Greene speak out against the lawfare against Trump anymore? And this was September the 12th, 2024. And she's right. It's almost like, and one thing you learn about this politics game, when you look at the Epsteins and all this, when they catch somebody doing something and they get their hooks in them, they'll make them dance to whatever song they want them to. And for Marjorie Taylor Greene to do such an about face, especially over the president not endorsing her for senator when it shows she would have lost in a landslide, he was saving her, if anything. So you telling me that made her flip and do a complete 180? Nah, I think it's more to the story. And just like with the Epstein files, this is what she wanted. Now she looks stupid because you went out and you risked your career and you turned your back on MAGA and the Republicans, people that supported you. And for what? So you can get a pat on the back by the Democrats who are going to throw you in the trash. They don't like you. The Democrats use the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So they're only loving you right now because you don't like Trump. Just like they started loving Epstein because they saw an email where he said Trump is a bad guy. So all of a sudden they love PDF files. This is crazy, y'all. This is nuts. Now, I didn't know this, but the House at Freedom Caucus it discussed removing Marjorie Taylor Greene from her support, from removing her from the caucus for her support of Kevin McCarthy and her constant efforts to undermine America First reps in Congress. Politico, House Freedom Caucus faces an internal purge push. At least two hardliners have discussed trying to boot members who no longer meet the group's standards, according to 3 Republicans with knowledge of the talks. So this isn't even anything new. January 24th, 2023. It says the House Freedom Caucus members suggesting a purge are signaling that one target of any ejection push is Rep. Marjorie Taylor Greene. They've been seeing it. And this is Politico reporting this, a left-wing publication. Y'all, we've been duped. We were hoodwinked. Now check this one out. Bust out the popcorn for a good old-fashioned MAGA fight. Laura Loomer is going after MTG. She says Marjorie Taylor Greene is an anti-Semite and is calling her out for her affair. Now, that's true, too. Marjorie Taylor Greene has been attacking Israel left and right, going crazy. All of a sudden, she can't stand Israel, but she likes Muslims. Just like 1 minute she was saying, let's get the illegals out. Now she thinks illegals should be allowed to stay. This post is from September 11th, 2024. But let's look at what it says. Once again, Marjorie Taylor Greene, who was extremely jealous and vindictive over the fact that she wasn't successful in turning Donald Trump against me. turning Donald Trump against me, is now behaving like a leftist and accusing me of being a racist. Kamala Harris is on video calling herself Indian and saying she cooks with curry. She also refused to speak to the media, so there's a strong likelihood that she would set up a call center to avoid speaking to the press and being honest with the American people. Hey, MTG, speaking of racism, one of your former staffers told me you have a favorite word that starts with N. What if the staffer has video? It's rather ironic that Marjorie Taylor Greene wants to call me a racist when Marjorie Taylor Greene is a full-blown anti-Semite who believes that Jewish people use space lasers to control the world. It's really funny how Marjorie Taylor Greene, a raging anti-Semite who said Jews use space lasers to control the world, wants to pretend like I'm a racist because I made a funny joke about Kamala Harris making cooking videos and buying curry spice at an anti-Trump spice shop, and I mocked how she uses her Indian mom as a way to dodge questions. I won't be apologizing for having a sense of humor. I also believe in free speech. Marjorie Taylor Greene, which you clearly don't. I get it. You're jealous of me because despite your planted hit pieces about me in the New York Times, I won. Get over it. Remember when you destroyed your family so you could have sex with a Zangief cosplayer? Tell me again how you and the Arby's in your pants are representatives of the GOP. You couldn't even run your own family. Don't tell me how to run my free speech. Exclusive. In battle QAnon Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene openly cheated on her husband of 25 years with a polyamorous tranny sex guru and then moved on to another affair with the manager of the gym. And that's the man right there. Wow. I hope anyone is successful in removing Marjorie Taylor Greene from office, Republican or Democrat. DM me for free oppo on Marjorie Taylor Greene. I'll give it to any of her opponents for free because Laura Loomer is an investigative journalist. So she does the digging. This is appalling, extremely racist, does not represent who we are as Republicans or MAGA. This does not represent President Trump. This type of behavior should not be tolerated. Laura Loomer should take this down. And this is where she put up about Kamala Harris and curry and Marjorie Taylor Greene taking offense at that. But listen, I just wanted to bring you that information because this thing is nuts. The more I'm digging into it, the more I'm realizing. And when you're listening to Marjorie Taylor Greene speak, you're seeing her over there on The View, on CNN, MSNBC. You're seeing her on Bill Maher. If there's any more questions about whether this woman is a rhino or a Democrat plant, they're over. Whenever you want to think about something, just remember this picture. This is the Marjorie Taylor Greene that we didn't know existed. This is the Marjorie Taylor Greene that's been acting and charading as if she was MAGA and America first, when really she's MTG first. And remember what I've said. Her motto seems to be, if I can't run it, I'll wreck it. If I can't run it, I'll wreck it. So allegedly, Marjorie Taylor Greene is a Democrat shield, Democrat mole, a fake MAGA Republican who did what she needed to do to get that congressional seat, thought President Trump was going to kiss her butt and give her all this support again, in it for her, thought she was about to go to the Senate. So what, she can get up in the Senate and be an even bigger mole and a bigger problem? I'm so happy President Trump didn't endorse her. And as a matter of fact, President Trump has something to say about it. I can't get away with that. It says, I am withdrawing my support and endorsement of Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene in the great state of Georgia. Over the past few weeks, despite my creating record achievements for our country, including a total and complete victory on the shutdown, closed borders, low taxes, no men and women's sports or transgender for everyone, ending DEI, stopping Biden's record-setting inflation, biggest regulation cuts in history, stopping 8 wars, rebuilding our military, being respected by every country in the world, as opposed to being a laughingstock that we were just 12 months ago, having trillions of dollars invested in the USA, and having created the hottest country anywhere in the world from being a dead country just 12 months ago, and so much more. All I see wacky Marjorie do is complain, complain, complain. It seemed to all begin when I sent her a poll stating that she should not run for senator or governor. She was at 12%. Wow. And didn't have a chance unless, of course, she had my endorsement, which she wasn't about to get. She has told many people that she is upset that I don't return her phone calls anymore. But with 219 congressmen and women, 53 U.S. senators, 24 cabinet members in almost 200 countries, and an otherwise normal life to lead, I can't take a ranting lunatic's call every day. I understand that wonderful conservative people are thinking about primarying Marjorie in her district of Georgia, that they too are fed up with her and her antics. And if the right person runs, they will have my complete and unyielding support. She has gone far left, even doing The View with their low IQ Republican hating anchors. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Make America great again. There you have it from the president himself. I forgot to show you this. I mean, and I'm gonna end it on that. She's a faker. She's a traitor. So if we had any other questions, I hope the information in this video has cleared some things up for you. And if not, hit me in the comments and let me know, and I'll share with you whatever else. But remember, Loomer Unleashed comes on tonight at 8 when she's going to expose the Sorrow connection. So I'm looking forward to it. But if you hung out and you looked at this video, you watched up to this point, I want to thank you from the top and bottom, Mark. I really do appreciate you. If you haven't already, hit that like button. And if you aren't subscribed, subscribe. Most importantly, I want you to stay safe and you be great. I'm Brian Maxwell saying I look forward to seeing you at the top. Over and out, y'all.